Welcome back. You know, getting your kids to eat healthy, that can be tricky, especially during the summer months when they're running around with friends, house to house, going from snack to snack. Jayne Jones, America's no-sugar baker, is joining us by Zoom this morning with some great tips on how to keep them on track. Plus, she's got a tasty dessert recipe for us. Good morning, Jayne. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I got my summer sunshine yellow apron on, and we are ready to bake healthy with those kiddos all summer long.
I love the yellow. I love it. You know, let's start. It's morning time. So here's a good tip to keep them eating healthy. Breakfast. It's still the most important meal, right?
Oh, absolutely. Of course it is. And that, it gives those kiddos a little energy to keep them going throughout the entire day. I never miss a good breakfast, so absolutely eat breakfast. Also make sure that you're keeping dehydrated, drinking water. But when it comes to sugar, right? Sugar actually, especially in kids that have type 1 diabetes, which is really actually becoming more increasingly popular, they really can't have too much sugar. It actually really affects their glucose levels. But they also want to have those treats. They want to be able to have those popsicles. They want to be able to have the ice cream. Today, what I have in front of me, look at, I got everything a kid would want. I have a cookie, a chocolate chip cookie skillet. I got a cheesecake. I got a butter pecan cake. But this is the best one right here. It's a chocolate peanut butter frozen dessert. It actually tastes like ice cream in a frozen dessert, minus any sugar at all. And I don't know one kid yet that's not a fan of chocolate meets peanut butter.
Chocolate and peanut butter. Oh my goodness, who doesn't? All right, who doesn't love that?
Right.
But honestly, you're talking about a chocolate peanut butter dessert with no sugar, which makes me think you're a sorceress or something. What witchcraft or what mystery thing are we doing?
It's easy. My favorite part of the dessert is actually the crust. I hope you can kind of see. I'll pop it up right here so you can kind of see the crust. The crust, believe it or not, usually when you have desserts like this, are made with cookies, right? No. We're actually going to take ground peanuts, coconut flakes unsweetened, a little bit of brown sweetener, and butter. Put it in your food processor. This is what you get. You actually put it in your pan. You bake it at 350 for about 10 minutes. It gets that. It's the best crust ever. Let it sit out. Then grab yourself a mixing bowl. This is where the kids really come in handy. Equal amounts of peanut butter. I use all natural peanut butter, deli made, zero sugar, absolutely at all, with some cream cheese. Along with, I use this confectioner sweetener, so it's made out of all natural root vegetables, believe it or not, along with a little bit of heavy whipping cream. You're going to go ahead and blend that together. You're going to separate out, when it gets light and fluffy, separate out half of it. To the other half, you're going to add sugar-free chocolate syrup. Yes, friends, it does exist.
What?
Along with dark cocoa powder. So you go ahead and mix it all together, get it again light and fluffy. And then you just go ahead and you pour the layers on. So on top of the crust, you pour this chocolate layer, then the plain layer, and then the chocolate layer again. You can actually add a whipped cream topping to the top of it, and you freeze it overnight. Otherwise, you can put it in the refrigerator if you want to. I prefer it frozen because, again, it does bring back memories of a chocolate peanut butter ice cream to me, along with that crust. I got to tell you about that crust because the crust reminds me of like a sundae. When you go to your favorite place to get that sundae, I haven't been able to go there in 3 years because I'm completely sugar-free. You know the story, I lost my eyesight for 3 weeks because I can't have sugar anymore. So you know what? This is a good replacement. Kids will never know there's no sugar in it at all. They're going to want a couple pieces of it. They're going to love it. It also, my husband's favorite combination is chocolate and peanut butter. So I think Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. What a great treat for the kids to make dad too.
Absolutely. So when it comes to making things sweet, you mentioned a few of those tricks in there. What do you normally use? What's the go-to to keep that sweetness without using that processed sugar?
Right. Well, I happen to use products that are all natural sweeteners, so they don't raise my glucose level at all. You can find your favorite ones. There's monk fruit out there, there's swerve out there, there's pure cane out there. That's what I happen to use if I'm at your local grocery store. The one I use is all natural root vegetables, believe it or not. I really have come to learn that you have to look at the labels, right? So some people replace everything with honey. Well, guess what? Honey to me has sugar in it, right? Juices have sugar in it. The FDA, so there's over 75 different names now that they label sugar. So I go with the sweeteners. I go with all natural. So you have to really be careful of what you're looking at. So you gotta think about things in different directions. I kind of call my kitchen now is my science lab behind me because we're always coming up with new creations.
I cannot wait to take a look at this book. It fascinates me because you're right. The diabetes running rampant in this country and the amount of sugar that our kids are eating.
Right. And you know what, unfortunately, too, patients, older patients that have oncology issues, cancer issues, they're told not to eat sugar either. But you know, over for the summer, I really do relate. Last summer, I started doing some recipes just for kids alone. I used to hear from kids who were just diagnosed with type 1. They were thanking me for these recipes. They're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it really touched my heart because you know what? You kind of forget about, unfortunately, kind of do forget about those kid issues. You always think of diabetes with the older population, right? But those kiddos are, you know, those kids that are type of juvenile diabetes, you know, that's tough. So make sure that they're getting those extra treats too, friends.
Absolutely, Jayne. And you know, we got to make them sweet too. I appreciate the time this morning. Can't wait to take a look at more of these recipes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, go to www.nosugarbaker.com and have a fantastic day.
Thank you so much. You know, you can learn more all about getting these great sweet treats without any sugar in them at her website. Go to nosugarbaker.com for more.